I named it Sheryl Giles Bridal Couture because it's my name and people know me and they feel like it's a personal touch. But the couture part comes in because of the extensive sewing I do. The Elizabeth was up for sale about a year or two before I opened up this store. It went up for sale. And my first impulse was, I told my husband, I said, let's go see about buying the Elizabeth, because the name has been around for 60 years. It had a good, from what I could tell, it had a good reputation. It had long, you know, to be around that long must mean that you have a nice business, good business. So I was able to take a look at what they were selling and the whole business as a whole. And it ended up not working out. We ended up not making a deal. But I did get an opportunity to see what styles they carried and what designers they carried and how much money they made. And so when it came time for opening our store, the only concern was, would we be as successful? Would we sell as many dresses? That was the one concern. Could we compete with someone who had been around for so long? But when we opened up our store, when I opened up our store, I took on different designers, and we did end up going into a different kind of style, if you will. My thought was towards making Lodi the place to get married, the place to come for your wedding dress. And in doing so, I wanted to encourage business towards the Elizabeth so that they are not just a competitor, but they're also someone that by having 2 bridal shops downtown in Lodi, it would bring more people. Because now a woman who's traveling 50 to 75 miles, she has more of a reason to come to Lodi because now there's 2 shops rather than, I don't want to go out of my way for 1 shop. So for me, it was also strategic for us to have them here. So I looked at them more as an asset than something that would be detrimental. I know that they do alterations in sewing. We've invested in really fast machines. We've invested in a lot of tools that will make the sewing faster and more accurate. So I feel like we have a really good service to offer. Keep up with all the trends, like just because we love the trends. So we keep up with them, and I can offer those same trends on the dresses we have. I feel like I might be more creative in the styles that you can add to your dresses. I can offer better prices. I don't have to hire someone to do it. So that's one thing. Also, we have the Elizabeth is bent a little bit more towards traditional dresses, which is ivory, lace, A-lines, ball gown, things you typically would see, you've seen through the years that look the same. We do have those dresses, but I've chosen a lot of them in colors like blush and caramel, like gold, champagne. Many of my styles are in those colors because when you walk in, you have a very vintage feel. So they're bent a little more towards elegance, where we're bent a little more towards vintage, which goes along with the downtown feeling of historic Lodi.